Hello everybody, welcome back to Red Tool House. Today we're back up at our camp, the Raven, and it's time to get some electrical and installation work done. Got stuck on my tongue. And show you how we're going to do the interior lights for the cabin, on our off-grid cabin for now. So come along. Are you going first or am I?
Oh.
Come on, screwball. All right, so Kelly and Cam are working. We're going to start on the loft first, and they're working on, hang myself on the rope. They're working on getting the outlet boxes laid out. So it's one of those things. We're going to go ahead and wire this for 110, whether we stay off grid or whether we actually get a power drop. We're still debating all of that. But either way, you don't want to build a cabin and not have it be as functional as possible. So we're going to go ahead and wire that for 110, and if we stay off grid, then of course we'll do a converter or an inverter, and we'll invert the power from 12 volt to 110 to run our outlets. I like that better than putting 12 volt lighting throughout. And of course we would need to get the electrical done before we put the insulation in. It just makes it easier. So they're going around right now. They're marking outlet box height at 16 from the top, which is, I guess, what standard code is. And we're putting, I think we're putting 10 outlets up here. And you may think it's overkill, but if we're going to have an outlet on that wall, you're going to have to run the wire all that way anyway. So might as well, you know, if you're going to have one outlet, might as well have 10 outlets. That's how we're looking at it. So I think you can never have too many outlets. And we'll probably have 3 different circuits. So we'll have an outlet wall circuit here. It comes around this side, and then an outlet wall circuit here, and then of course we'll do overhead lighting as well. So they're going to put all those in, and then we'll even just do our main line drop pigtails, because if I'm going to put a breaker box, it'll be right here at the base of the landing. So we'll run our home runs, is what I'm trying to say, run our home runs back there, have plenty of slack, that way when we add the breaker box we can just drop those in.
Like here or here, yeah.
Yeah, you're
One
right.
of those.
I would say right here, maybe because it's pretty much center.
Okay. So do 16 on one, but you know what? Do it on the other side of the stud. Yes, on the right side of the stud.
Or maybe I should put it.
So Cam and I are installing the outlets boxes, and so we're just trying to see how to distribute them on the walls up here. And I've not done this before, so we're just gonna see how it goes. Do it on this one since that one's curved.
Don't think you can take on the ladder, huh?
Oh gosh, don't let him.
It's not. He's like, I want to see what you're doing so badly.
That could be an instrument.
I know, let's see.
Are you doing all your marks first before you put your first box in?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, no.
Well, she's having
I'm
me
gonna-
mark and she's gonna hammer, but she can't decide where she wants to stick it.
No, I'm just saying on this one we're going to put it on the left side, but I think that's going to be harder for a right-handed hammerer to hit it on that side.
How many beats does it take?
All of them.
How long is this going to take?
Hand me another outlet box, please.
I want the same for this side.
On the left side of that one.
No, I already did this, but I'm saying you want the same copy what we did over there,
No.
over here.
Did you do the left side of that board?
Yes.
Okay. Thank
I only go with one of the marking because I accidentally pointed it to the right side instead of
you.
Is this too close?
A little bit.
All up in your business?
Yeah.
Mind your fingers.
So you said you don't want to copy over what's over there?
Ow, keep catching my pencil on the toilet roll. What the problem is?
I just want your input on where they go on that wall. So we're doing 3 there, 3 here, 2 two down there? I just need your input on where down there.
I think you just do one here.
I think my names just came out.
Because I don't think we want an outlet over the opening here, because that's just going to encourage somebody to try to reach out and plug something in and fall. So yeah, I would just do one here where Cam is.
So we 4 on this wall then.
If you want, man, who hung that one? That one's really leaning out like crazy.
It's what?
Leaning out like crazy. Who hung that one?
What do you mean leaning out?
Yeah. Sorry, we can fix it.
That was my very first electric box. Seriously?
It's all right.
So,
It can be remedied.
So do you want just 1 on that wall and 4 on this wall?
I don't think so. I say let's just do 3.
Okay.
Keep it symmetrical on this, and then 1 on this wall here.
And where should the 1 on that wall be?
I would say right here on this stud on the right side.
Okay. 'Cause
So
we're gonna
that
have
stud
one
there, right side.
right behind Camlin. Okay.
Okay, you all right?
All right.
Just was walking, crouching, and then it felt a
On your
pop in my knees, and now it's hurting like crazy.
Sucks to get old, doesn't it? All right, so what we're going to do is imagine wires starting from that outlet, one set of wire from that outlet coming through here, make it a 90-degree, and then I'll have to turn and go down to a breaker box. And then the same thing, so from that outlet, wires coming through and coming down right beside this one that's coming down. And then we'll do the same with the ceiling. The ceiling lights will come down and then down through that same. So it'll be 3 wires that go through that plate, but we'll deal with that last. That's the last thing that we'll contend with. What I'd like you guys to do is drill your holes. So what you want to do, we want our wires to be above the outlet. Now you don't necessarily have to measure, but usually you want to be within a certain amount. If we're drywalling, that would be a bigger deal. But you want to be as straight on as possible. So don't drill like that, don't drill like that or that. Just stick, punch a hole, okay? So you got to do that. So you go bang, bang, and you'll do one even right here to make that turn. So you'll go hole, hole, here to turn, here, and then you won't have to do one here because that wire will come right down into this breaker box. So this is the beginning or the end, however you want to look at it.
Okay.
So basically, Cam, if you're drilling 1, 2, 3, obviously we just did that one, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way down.
Okay.
And then when you get to the triples, you're going to have to even drill through the triple studs.
Okay.
Just try to look for nails. It'd be nice not to hit the nails where we nailed it together.
Okay.
And then, so if one of you's drilling, the other person, like if you started here and started drilling, the other person can take the Romex wire, lay the roll here on the ground, start fishing it through,
Okay.
and you break out the little tab here in the back. There's a tab, and I'll get you a screwdriver. So you just break that tab out and you run the Romex through, and I want about a 6 to 8 inch pigtail right here. And then what you do to start the next one, you punch this tab out, and you can do either. You can run it through here, which makes it a little difficult, or start the wire through this hole down to your next box, and then when you go to cut to move the roll, you just make sure you got enough slack that you put that tail through here and stick out. Does that make sense?
So there, it's going to be, the wire's going to be cut at every
Yeah.
box.
Yeah, imagine
'Cause
you've
you're
got,
gonna-
so the starting one will only have 1 wire in the box. But this one will have 1 coming in, and then, yeah, and then 1 going out. So you're kind of like leapfrogging to each.
Okay.
So there's no continuous strand of wire.
Gotcha.
It's a section of wire to each piece.
Okay.
Okay? So yeah, I would suggest starting here and working that way.
Okay.
And whoever's drilling, drill, and the other one fall behind them.
What do I
So you
use
said
to
that
cut?
corner.
Say like 3 or 4 inches?
Like about 6 inches.
So I just hit it out.
Yeah, however you find easiest to do.
I don't know what I'm doing.
So it's just connected with a little 2 tabs. Let me show you. So stick it right here at the top. And hold my camera. What I normally do would be, and just whack it. Like that. Okay.
And you want,
Just bend it. You're good. That's good. Now take your slack back. Yeah.
Slap back.
Yeah. So see, the guy that hangs drywall will love you if you do this when you're done. And you roll that back up. You don't have to do that right now.
Okay.
Nice.
It's blasting out your
Yeah, that's right. All right, so now here, because the window's in the way, just come down and you have to pick a spot arbitrarily. If you remember when we framed this out, we put a lot of nails in these things. So just arbitrarily pick a spot. Maybe you want to start here and you got to punch through all three of them. Cutting pliers.
drill bit's too short.
Is it?
Yep.
So you may be wondering, aren't the electrical wires upstairs and anywhere you run them kind of pointless right now? Well, obviously we needed to get those in to do the insulation, but what's really neat is on that second floor, if I put outlets in, the actual receptacles, and then of course put in some overhead lights, I can run that using the solar generator. All I need to do, of course, is just put a plug in down where the actual breaker box would be. I can tie those wires together, put a simple plug on it, and plug it into these systems. And what's neat is this system is a new system by a company called VTOMAN. They sent it to me, and I really like some of the features of this. And we used it up at camp. You saw it in some of the footage there. We were able to run the TV. We ran the refrigerator, cooler, freezer the entire weekend. We had 2 hours of watching, or 2 nights of watching TV at the camp, and charging all of our accessories and those type of things. And that was just on this one 1800 watt unit. So VTOMAN, what's neat is they have this 1800 watt unit, and then they have a 1500 watt support battery system. So you can have this system run by itself, 1800 watts, and do whatever you need to do. It's got 12 volt outputs, not only cigarette lighter, but has some of the smaller pins. It has USB, it has Type-C, has quick charge, 3 AC ports, all of that standalone. And it even has a neat feature. If you buy the optional jumper cables, you can actually use this as a jump starter for your car, so it doubles there as well. But when you tie in the backup, that takes that 1800 and takes it to a little over 3000. There's a little bit of obviously loss in the pairing, but a little over 3000 watts paired together, and that way it can run even some heavier duty stuff. I've been able to run tools here on the farm that I couldn't run with any of my other systems, like my 12-inch DeWalt miter saw, and was able even to run the cement mixer. So right now at the release of this video, they have a really good deal on this. So the 1800 watt, you can take up to 51% off of it. And the combo unit, you can take up to 44% off. And I'm gonna put details below in the video description so you can check that out. And I believe that sale runs through most of December. I think it ends around the 20th, 22nd. I'll share that in the description so you'll see it. Once they're, don't need a ton for these, because once they're in place, then the insulation holds it in place. All right.
I probably should have one right in there. Okay, so we're gonna do every other one back and forth.
We go back and forth. But we use your you back and forth. You just all the way down and plug in and all that.
Okay, so straight. sure.
Yeah, it's supposed to be easy with this stuff, right?
Getting that middle. Yeah, there.
All right, that should be good. A little bit more.
Skipping this one?
Oh, wait a second.
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll do
hang on.
every other one. Okay, if we do that one, it's not gonna come down as far as you thought.
What? All right, so we got all the walls done with R13, both gable ends. And we got our baffles in already for the ceiling. We're doing every other, just for a little bit of ventilation there. And 2 bat bags of R19, and then at R19, that roll is 22 years old. R19, that was in the extra roll that I had left over when I built the workshop that we lived in when we first bought our farm. And I forgot I had that up in the attic, got it down, I was like, hey, let's see how 22-year-old insulation is going to go. There's just something satisfying about doing this. I think maybe it reminds me of a can of biscuits, that's why I like it so much. All right, so we got it all insulated.
We're back.
Mom, Kelly, and I wrapped it up. Grandpa and Cam just got back from a water run because we want to get some showers covered in this insulation. You don't realize that the new insulation doesn't have all the itch that the 22-year-old roll of insulation has. So we are on fire. At least my face is. Is your face itchy?
No, it's just kind of my
Yeah, my face is itchy. So we're going to climb down out of here and try to get cleaned up.